Hi, welcome to Gemstone Tarot weekend reading, Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of February. Oh, that's Valentine's Day, isn't it? There you go. Let's talk about toad migration. Leah joins us, but not Valentine. You can hardly see her. She's snoring very peacefully and the door's shut, so Valentine can't come and jump on her this time. Toad migration, migration of the month. This month's migration is perhaps not the most epic of our journeys, and the mode of travel not the most elegant, but it's happening almost beneath our feet, and it is as perilous and fraught with danger as any globe-trotting trek. Throughout this month, toads start to stir. Having been firmly tucked away now in their water hibernacula. Oh, hibernacula. Tell me about your hibernacula, where you hibernate. My hibernacula is looking quite messy at the moment. Tell me about yours in the comment section. Okay, in the mud at the bottom of ponds, under piles of leaves, or dug deep down in the ground below the frost line. Although they have evolved the ability to live their entire lives on dry land, they need water to breed, and by the end of the month, they're on the move, the males setting out first, plodding rather than hopping towards ponds where they were born. Oh, that's nice. They have incredible homing instincts and will travel for several miles, moving at night to avoid the sun, steadfastly making their way over every obstacle, or at least attempting to. There's a great danger in crossing roads. Can I just say, and this is really cute, near where I live, there is a road sign. You know, like in Britain, we have a red road sign for children crossing or whatever's happening. Near where I live, there's one with a toad on it. Toads crossing. Seriously, I know. I love it. Oh. Okay. Every year there are large numbers of casualties, sometimes mitigated by toad patrols. If you see toads crossing signs when driving, slow right down to toad dodging speed. Oh my God. The only thing that eases the male toad's tricky passage is if he chances upon a female toad. In which case he won't hesitate to climb on her back and piggyback a lift the rest of the way. Is that all he's doing? Yeah. Don't worry, love, I'm just piggybacking a lift. Once home pond is reached, the coupled up pair will breed. Or if a female, that means she might have just carried him all the way there. Okay. Or if a female arrives alone, then a load of males will jump on her to form a toad ball. Okay, it's all getting a bit X-rated here, isn't it? Long strings of eggs encased in jelly are laid across the pond, and after 14 days, the jelly disintegrates and tadpoles drop into the water to begin life in their home pond. There you go. I hope you weren't eating. That's quite sweet though, actually, in a sort of weird toad ball kind of a way. Right then, we are using the Mythic Tarot, the Greek Tarot. What do we need to know? I'll ask your advice actually. How can I stop Valentine climbing all over the kitchen work surfaces? I know. It's not good. It's not good. It's a room she has to have access to because it's to get out of the house, but there's something about, you know, wanting to get out the salad board and seeing a cat's bottom sitting on the thing that you just, yeah. So answers in the comments section, please. Ooh. Okay, mystery, muck and mystery. We've got the moon. So there is a rather gorgeous full moon in Virgo coming up on the 27th of February. Cerberus, the moon, is Cerberus, the three-headed dog, and Hecate, this moon goddess. There's a sense of there being your version, my version, and the truth. There's something here that is a bit, I want to say mysterious, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean that it's not uncovered yet. And we've had this quite a lot. That may come out between now and the full moon. it's a 2-week period between now and the full moon. It's about right, actually, for new moons to grow into, my new moon's growing, new moons to grow into burgeoning full moons. And for full moons, for me, there's usually a release of some kind. And I feel like it's sort of a release of the truth, but it's also a release of wisdom and knowledge. Get the 8 of Swords. Something that is a bit restrictive, it's holding you back a bit. It may be a false narrative as well with the 8 of Swords. And this has come up quite a lot. I did a reading about You Are Not Your Story. Have a look. It will be, where will it be? It will be, I'm trying to think, on the homepage of my channel, okay? You Are Not Your Story. It's about freeing yourself from self-limiting beliefs. And we've also got the 10 of Pentacles, which is the family card. And there's been a lot of this coming up recently as we come into as we're in 2021. Still feels quite new, doesn't it, in a way? Maybe because I'm learning to even say it. But it feels like a sense of liberation. But there's something about it that's dialectic in nature, or something about it with that moon energy that is very, how can I put this? Neptunian, I suppose. It doesn't necessarily offer itself up logically. It's not linear. It's not necessarily to be learned, okay? It's more about the process of discovery, but not necessarily through you trying very hard. Over here, Major Arcana, we've got the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is a card of the guru and the person who can help you to access. This is Chiron, the wounded healer, and he's pointing up into this cave. And he's got this scroll, and it's about the wisdom. It's about scroll wisdom. So there's obviously lots of schools of thoughts on lots of different esoteric things. Some are literal, like the Dead Sea Scrolls and things like that, and they belong to certain religions. Others are written down wisdom from humans, which doesn't necessarily need to be categorized. What a guru can do is somehow, a good guru, process and academically study that wisdom, but then bring it to you in that kind of Sophoclean way. Do they call it Sophoclean? I'm trying to think of the word. Sophocles, okay, when he was trying to get a point across to somebody, he did it in this way that I can't remember the word for, and if one of you knows it, please put it in the description box, where you are not teaching at somebody. You are bringing it out of them, what they already know. In other words, it's all in there in every human, but something about the way, and they do this in Buddhism as well, something about the way that you question somebody, or you put a parable to them or a myth or something, and you let them puzzle it out and they find their own answers. The universe is doing that, but you also might find it through particular gurus, okay, particular wisdom, particular wise people like Eckhart Tolle or Wayne Dyer, or or your next door neighbor or the dog or whoever it is. Everyone has the capacity for it. Or it might just be a passage that you see online, or that it comes up in a YouTube video, or whatever it is. When you get the moon, you're not necessarily supposed to know what it is, but know that it's leading to something. We've got the Empress here, and the Empress is about gestation. It's about something that gets, it's about, like when you're making a baby, I suppose. It's a process. It's an ancient process. It's as old as the beginning of time, but it's still part of your process. This is part of your process, and it will give birth to something in due course, okay? And that could be by September. We're talking long-term energy, but know that something about this will be released around the time of the full moon in Virgo as well. And then we also get the Ace of Pentacles, which ties in with the Virgo full moon beautifully. the idea that this is Poseidon, who has this fishy tail. And I think Poseidon is Neptune, actually. I think. Let me know if that's right in the comment section. And he's bringing this massive pentacle out. A pentacle is an earth sign thing. It's something that can make something happen. It's the beginning. It's an ace. It's usually a year hence, okay? It's the energy of building on something that did at one time seem almost just like a whiff. Interesting reading. Let's have an oracle card. Hey, Leia. Yeah. Ah, look at that. We get the thinker. It's just what we've been talking about. I love this. Deep thinking. Might be time to study, Sophocles or whoever it is that you feel like. There's modern day people now doing it. Perfectly great people all over the place. Healing with the Angels oracle card, we get children or think like a child or out of the mouths of babes, okay? There's something about listen to what your children say. This may be about listening to your children. I know we always listen to our children, but sometimes we don't listen to our children. You know what it's like with children. They say the most profound things, but also for you, as you are always a child, which is a weird thing to say that I don't even understand, but it's there. Out of the mouths of babes, out of your mouth too. In other words, you know this already. It's that whole thing about Sophocles and the teaching. It just needs bringing out of you. Whew. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonates, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.